Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Azan Amirami Tijani. My major number 119132. Our group research title about leadership and moral, strengthening student morale through leadership. I will begin with introduction. Leadership is essential for creating organization strength, especially when it comes to directing the organization towards and attaining its shared goals. Organization is ability to influence others' action. In context education, leadership is closely related to school effectiveness. Effective schools are produced through leadership efficiency and quality. In order to strengthen pupils' morals, the nature of leadership must be instilled in them. Today, leaders are not born leaders. Rather, they are shaped through a process of ongoing leadership force creation that began in school. At the same time, leadership can improve students' morals and character. To become a good person, leadership is primarily concerned with moral and democratic dimensions. In this study, leadership can improve the moral values of students to become more useful human beings to society in the future. In the Quran, Allah has stated several verses related to leadership, and the best example that must be emulated is Rasulullah SAW. Thank you.
Moral is one of the most crucial qualities that every learner should possess. This is because students with higher moral are more likely to succeed. As can be seen, many students who excel in their education have high moral and are dedicated to their study. On the other hand, many students lack moral in their daily lives. According to this study, leadership can help to boost student moral. Leadership, as we all know, is the only method to demonstrate high value and moral to others, particularly students. We must first practice leadership in ourselves, as we must lead our mind to perform things. Parents frequently mistake their students or children lack of interest in schoolwork for laziness, disobedience, or even ungratefulness. However, there are often deeper underlying reasons that contribute to a lack of enthusiasm to study. Students' grades can suffer significantly if they lack enthusiasm to study. It is not, however, the sole trait. Students are much less likely to achieve their full potential and miss important components of a course. If this happens over time, students may develop major knowledge gaps, preventing them from functioning adequately in their particular areas in the future. As a result, they won't be able to reach their full potential and will have to settle for occupations that are below their capabilities. There are many factors that cause students to have no moral to study, such as students see no purpose in study. Children or students can have a tough time studying if they deem the subject pointless or useless. They may not be able to see the importance of studying in the same way as their parents or teacher. Next is a boring teaching method, which, while most teachers are adequately qualified and start their careers with the best interests of students in mind, many are underpaid, stressed, overburdened, burnout, have low moral, or other reasons that prevent them from putting in the time and effort needed to make all their classes engaging to everyone. As a consequence, their teaching style may become dry and boring, then in turn affect the interest and motivation of their students. Besides, parents and teachers set too high expectations. It's commonly believed that setting high expectations motivates children. Is it true to a degree? However, excessively high expectation can be the reason for no motivation to study, according to a number of studies. They can lead to depression in students and consequently negatively impact academic performance. Sometimes, the lack of motivation has nothing to do with school or subject. Children can have no motivation to study if things at home are not going well. Other factors, such as how comfortable and safe children or students feel in their learning environment matter too. Last but not least, different cognitive, intellectual, and development disabilities can affect children's health, well-being, and the ability to study optimally.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nafara binti Nur Muhammad Darul, matrix number 1192691. Next, what should we do to strengthen students' moral in leadership? The most effective ways that we can do to strengthen students' moral in leadership is through co-curricular activities. According to Walker, co-curricular activities can be used to increase students' moral through leadership. This is because co-curricular teaching and learning allows students to develop their potential. Students who are given the chance to manage a club or association may gain knowledge and skills about handling members through the use of good communication skills, psychological methods, and certain wisdom and strategies. Through the outdoor activities, students can gain organizational skills, communication skills, and teamwork skills. With that, they can strengthen moral through leadership. They will also become proficient in identifying problems, listening, explaining, giving information, controlling behavior, and so on. School, college, and university should play a role in ensuring that students participate in co-curricular activities so that students' lack of moral through leadership can be addressed from a leadership perspective.
Next, my name is Zuleka binti Osman Elias Ujang and my metric number is 1191388. Leadership and moral are very closely related to each other. A leader must have noble and good morals. There are many main foundations of Islamic leadership that can strengthen students' moral. Among them are Iman. Iman is the basic foundation that every leader must have. Not only leader, but all Muslims should have faith in Allah. A leader that have Iman will be an example to his followers, as well as make himself a useful person for Islam. Next foundation is code of life, which is Islam. A leader should practice the values of Islamic life. A leader who practices the values of Islamic life will improving his moral to be a better person. Next is taqwa, means fear of Allah. A leader that is taqwa will not dare to do bad things like breach of trust, corruption, and so on. As a leader, student need to have taqwa to avoid himself to do a bad thing. How will people emulate us if we do not practice taqwa? Fourth foundation is love of Allah, which is ihsan. This love of Allah motivates the individual Muslim to strive for Allah's pleasure. A person with ihsan is available to perform at his best, since he is constantly aware that Allah is observing. Fifth foundation is passion, which is sabar. As a leader, we should be a person who is not easily bouncy if there is a problem. We must be patient in the face of any challenge. The other foundation that can strengthen students' moral through leadership is trust, justice, and honesty. All of the foundation need to be applied to strengthening students' moral through leadership. Leadership that practice Islamic values will be able to strengthen one's moral. Students must emulate all of the foundation of Islamic leadership in order that to strengthen their morals.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Syafini binti Darusli and my metric number is 1191392. In conclusion, Islamic leadership plays an important role in enhancing the spirit and moral in each student. The high spirit that is based on Islamic characteristics will in turn form a good personality and morals in students. Good personality and morals able to form discipline for students and increase excellence in an educational institution. Furthermore, the values found in Islamic leadership are comprehensive and relevant, which can be applied by all people. The values of Islamic leadership are also logical and suitable for use in any situation. It turns out that so many things we gain from the work of this course that Islamic leadership has an important role in addressing various issues from time to time to these days. And we also find that Islamic leadership is typical and universal because it can be utilized in various ways. It can be used at various levels, whether at work or educational institution. In general, a good student attitude depends on the leadership in school. Good leadership will create a harmonious atmosphere and produce more high moral students. Finally, Islamic leadership is an element that must be used by any educational institution, whether primary or higher, so that many moral students can be formed to become leaders in the future. As a student, we must also strive to abide by all leadership